Hey guys, I'm coming to you today showing my American Girl collection. I finally found them. I was starting to get worried thinking they were lost or the tote that they were in got stolen. Every time I went to look in the garage, I could find the tote that had a bunch of their clothes and accessories, but I could not find the tote that had my American Girls in it. But for my daughter's birthday, her birthday present was actually in that tote. So I was starting to panic last week, and I sent my husband up in the attic to see if he had put it up there. And he comes back and he's like, no, it's not up there. So then I'm really starting to panic. Well, I decided to go up there. I told him that it was either in like an aqua green tote or like a pea green. And all he heard was aqua. And that's all he looked for. And there isn't an aqua tote up there. Although there are two pea green totes right when you get to the top of our attic. The top one has my maternity clothes in it. And the bottom one had my American Girls in it. So I was happy to find them. I'm going to just do a kind of a quick overview of who I have for those that don't know. And later on there'll be a more in-depth video on each one, and I will show what I have for each one's collection, because some of them I have quite a few, and this is really bothering me. There is a stain in Samantha's dress, so I guess that's gonna have to come off. Sorry guys, you can probably see it right here. I don't know where that came from because it wasn't stained when it went up there. Oh well, we'll start over here. Sorry, I had to walk around the light. First off is Felicity. Felicity has red hair and green eyes, and this is a PC Felicity, meaning, I can't even think now. My brain just went to mush. She was pre-Mattel, Pleasant Company, that's what I'm looking for. So, I also have Kirsten. Depending upon who you talk to is how people say their name. I've heard people say Kristen, and I've heard people say Kirsten. She is also a Pleasant Company doll. My husband got for me. I don't remember where my husband got for me. The next up I have Samantha. Samantha is on a Pleasant Company body, but she is actually American Girl head from when they re-released Samantha. Okay, you're gonna see the light again. Samantha was actually my best friend's doll, and she started getting Kirsten had Silver Eye. She was my friend's as well, and Samantha, her wig had fallen apart. Like, the back layers, if you flipped her wig over, were completely missing. And you could see where it came unraveled. So I sent these two in, and American Girl changed Kirsten's eyes, and then they gave me a whole new Samantha head. And I got her literally probably a week before they re-released Samantha in the mail. So it was the new head that they used on the re-released Samantha. But she's still on the Pleasant Company body. She's still got the puffy body. And she still has the Pleasant Company vinyl. Which Pleasant Company dolls were actually made by the Gotts Doll Company. And they were made in Germany. Then next we have Addie. Addie had always been a favorite of mine since they came out with her books. I read all her books, and I always wanted to get an Addie. When my husband surprised me one year for our anniversary with Addie, I believe she is a Pleasant Company one as well. I guess I haven't checked. When we go over all of them in more details, I will probably show where you can tell who or where they came from. But I always loved her stories, but by the time she came out, it was at the point where my mom was starting to say, you're too old to play with dolls. You're too old to play with dolls. So unfortunately, she wouldn't let me get Addie. And why is it not focusing on you, Miss Addie? Because you're so pretty. Then next is my Welly Wisher, Kendall. My daughter actually plays with her a lot. She asked me to take her down so she can play with her. I don't know if you can tell, her boots are on the wrong feet. Because my daughter was playing with her recently. For her birthday, my daughter had a Welly Wisher, my son had a Welly Wisher, and then I had Kendall. And for my daughter's birthday, my husband's dad and stepmom bought her Camille, and his brother and sister-in-law bought her Camila as well. Well, Willow was the only one that we didn't have, so luckily my sister-in-law bought it at Kohl's, and Kohl's was really good about just exchanging it out for Willa. So she was excited to get Willa, so we have all of the Welly Wishers in this house, as well as my parents gave her some Kohl's gift cards, so she purchased the Welly Wisher little tent, camping tent. And for her birthday, we also gave her Welly Wisher's pajamas. I don't know how you describe them. It looks like a button-down top, flannel pajamas, like a button-down top and pants with little like house shoes. Well, they also came out with a nightgown version with little like boot-type slippers. And so she picked up that one, so she got both pairs of pajamas. And then their Nana gave her the Welly Wisher wagon and Carrot the bunny in his hutch. So she made out like a bandit with Welly Wishers, so she's been in Welly Wisher heaven since her birthday. So I literally just sneaked Kendall back to hang her up where she belongs. And my husband still needs to adjust these shelves, as you can tell. What I want him to do is this middle one that Addie and Kendall are on needs to move up, and then this one drop down so it's in line with this one that has Samantha, Samantha, Kirsten, and Felicity. And then next I have Molly. This Molly, I know for a fact, is almost 25 years old. I got her for my 7th birthday. This Molly has been through a lot. Actually, this is the second Molly I had. My birthday is in September. I got her for my birthday, and right after Thanksgiving, the back seam on her body burst. So my mom called the Pleasant Company at the time and said, I think Molly ate a little too much stuff, or a little too much for Thanksgiving, and she burst her body. So I had to send my Molly back, and then they sent me a new Molly. So, no, they sent me a new Molly, and then we had to send the old Molly back. But this one is an old lady. She has got all of her original, I've got a lot of original stuff from when I was a kid for her. Like her glasses are the PC. Like her socks look really kind of scruffy and not in well shape, but that's because they're so old. So she initially is the one that started it all. When I was a child, I wanted her and Addie, but like I said, my mom wouldn't let me get Addie. And before I get over to the other two, as I started collecting as an adult, I decided, you know what, I want the original 5. It initially started out I wanted the original 3, which would have been Molly, Samantha, and Kirsten. Those are the first 3. When Pleasant Company came out with the dolls, it was those 3 that you had to choose from. Then they started slowly adding more in. Next came Addie, and then Felicity, I believe. No, Felicity came first, then Addie. And I always wanted Addie, so my OCD was like, well, if I get Addie, I need to get Felicity because Felicity came before Addie. And then I've got once they added the next 2 dolls, I had those 2, and then I think after that came Josephine, and after that I was kind of too old for dolls, according to my mom. You're never too old for dolls. But as you can see, as an adult, I started collecting again. Then comes to these 2. These 2 are Girl of the Year for 2015 and 2016. So I have got Grace here, who is in her Paris outfit. This was her meet outfit. And I also have Leah, who was 2016, in her outfit. And actually, she was still in her box when I found her, so she still had the plastic on. I got her not long before we moved, so I just left her in her box when we moved, and then that's why I kind of freaked out, because I would have lost all my dolls, as well as the one that my daughter got for her birthday. I do plan on getting Gabby. I was going to get Gabby this year, but rumor has it Gabby is going to be available next year as well. So I really do want to get Gabby, or Gabriella. Already nicknamed her Gabby. And when I do that, Molly will move over. Honestly, I'm really toying with the idea of giving Kendall to my son, because he only has one well-wisher. My daughter has 3. So I'm really toying with the idea of possibly giving him my Kendall. And I really, really, really want Carissa, who was the Girl of the Year for 2009. I don't know why I'm drawn to that story. Her story is about anti-bullying. Her family moved to Minnesota, and she just had a hard time fitting in, and she was getting bullied as well as a few other girls in her class. Or she was getting bullied, and then it turns out one of the girls bullying her actually lived in a homeless shelter. So, I mean, it's a good story. There's a movie for Carissa as well as the books. The year that they came out with Carissa, they had Carissa and her 2 friends, Gwen and Sonali. Actually, it was, I'm thinking a complete opposite. Sonali was the bully to Carissa and Gwen lived in the homeless shelter. And Carissa befriended Gwen and kind of stuck up for her. But I really liked it. I actually have a lot of Carissa's pieces that I've bought throughout the years when I found them as a good deal, because I've always wanted Carissa. Ever since I first saw Carissa, I've wanted Carissa. She's got blue eyes, and she's got a little bit of the same color hair as Grace. It's a little bit lighter, I think, than Grace's hair, but it's shorter. And I just have been drawn to her, so I hope to get her eventually. She's retired. So there's 2 more that I want to get, and honestly, I think after that, I'm pretty much done for myself. I know my daughter collects them, so I've seen some sneak peeks of the Girl of the Year for 2018 and kind of what goes along with her story, and I think my daughter will love that, so I have a feeling my daughter's going to want her. My daughter has no interest in Gabriella when we've shown her pictures. But this is my American Girl collection, and I hope to show more of that. So I will see you all later. Bye!